Yeah.
She and Nilesh, the co-writer, had gone into depth, and Aditi and Niren had literally gotten naked. And I don't think I can do a scene thinking about something that has happened to me, Priyanka.
Not think about my father. I mean, I did think about him a lot. I lost him when I was 11.
Hi Priyanka, hi Rohit, hi Farhan.
Hi.
Welcome to Box Office India.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing?
Amazing.
All right.
We're
The
doing
first
really well.
interview?
First one.
Yes.
Very excited about it.
Well, so this film talks about life and death, right? And we have all seen death very closely, most of us. Did you draw inspiration from your personal life, personal experiences?
I don't think I drew inspiration from it, but I definitely think that I did not know how to deal with loss as much, because especially when it came to the loss of my father.
Yeah.
I was very, very close to him, and I think this film and Aditi and Niren's perspective on how to deal with death, and
Right.
Shonali's perspective, she's lost a son,
Yeah.
of dealing with death, sort of helped me heal a lot more. It was a very cathartic experience for me. I think it's, at least for me, I don't know if I would, I don't think I can do a scene thinking about something that has happened to me, Priyanka, because when I do a character,
You're a different person.
I'm trying not to be me,
Yeah.
actually. I'm trying to embody the person that I'm playing. So
Right.
it would be distracting. But I definitely, there was a moment where there was this one scene which got me really, really bad, and I just held Shonali and I kept crying, and I was like, I'm so sorry that you went through this.
Yeah.
You know, so you empathize a lot more, but I don't know how to derive from my personal experiences.
Right. What about you?
I mean, when I read it, I couldn't help not think about my father. I mean, I did think about him a lot. I lost him when I was 11. And it was almost uncanny how the scenes were written and what had happened with my father. I don't want to go into that, but the situation was very similar. So I did think about it a lot, in fact, and I don't think I'd say I derived from it, but it really got me. Like she said, I was an absolute mess. That one day we were only shooting the entire 4-5 scenes, which is the death sequence, and I was dreading that day. It happened to be a day which was much later in the schedule, but by the time I was dreading it. We got through it, and the next day I realized how important it was and how much better I felt after shooting those scenes. So yeah, it was. I think it was needed, and I'm very glad that it happened.
Yeah. Do you have to add something?
No, not really. I completely agree with what Priyanka said. You know, I mean, we've all, of course, experienced loss in our lives, but when you're serving a story and when you're serving a script, you know, it really is. It becomes about something else.
Right.
You know, I mean, of course, there'll be experiences, there'll be residual memories, residual emotions. Your subconscious is giving you certain beats of information which you're not even aware of when you're reading a scene. And all that comes into play, but not at a conscious level. You know, at that point, you're just wanting to make sure that this narrative is as clear to you. And when it's clear to you, it's as clear to the audience when they watch it, and you perform it with that kind of clarity that the director wants from you, and that's all you're really thinking about.
Right. So on the surface, it looks like a light-hearted film, but it's heavy on emotions. We know that. Your character, Grav, sort of, you start off as a young lover, and then you are this responsible father who loses his daughter.
That's right.
How did you really travel through this graph, the emotional graph, as an actor?
Well, I mean, again, a lot of it just comes from good writing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was so much on that page when you first read the thing, like all the nuances of the character. And then when you spoke to Shonali, the director, she had a great idea of what Niren was like and what she wanted Niren to come across as, and you just absorb it, you know, and try not to overthink it. You know, don't try and get caught up in like, I'll put a full stop here and a comma there. Don't think about all that stuff. You know,
not
just
much of a method.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, she's given you, like they say, like the dhacha is given to you. You know, with everything in place, all you need to do is just like trust that person and go in and breathe some life into it. You know, that's the kind of thing. So that's what it was, and I just followed this wonderful woman down this journey, Shonali, you know, and she had this, trusted her implicitly. She like kind of was watching everything that was going on, and at no point did I feel lost because of her. At no point did I feel like I'm out of my depth because of her, you know. And it just, so I mean, whatever you see is a result of that trust, you know, and of the great writing that she's done, that Nilesh has done, her co-writer, and who's also written the dialogue in the film. It's all because of that.
Yeah. And Priyanka, I believe you met Aditi, right?
I think all of us have met the characters that we've played, but Shonali did not want us meeting the characters that we play, I mean the people that we play, before we started filming.
Really? Why so?
I think she had met them, she derived everything she needed to from them.
Yeah.
She and Nilesh, the co-writer, had gone into depth, and Aditi and Niren had, like, you know, literally gotten naked in terms of their emotions, experiences, everything when it comes to telling the truth about what their life was.
Yeah.
So I think Shonali didn't want us to be swayed in a way where, you know, we tried to mimic parts of them, where this movie was more about the essence of, or whenever you play a real life character, it's more about playing the essence of the character. But I kind of muscled my way in and said that no, I have to meet her. I flew down to London and I said, I'm not trying to meet Aditi because I want to, you know, copy her characteristics or how she uses her hands. I'm not a mother. I wanted to understand what it is like to go through an experience like that. I derived tremendously from both Aditi and Shonali because both of them have gone through that experience.
Yeah.
And then made whatever I understood from it. Like all of those things.
It was very scary.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Of course it was.
You didn't look scared from any angle.
Please ask Farhan.
He's scary, I'm not.
Do you know?